Windscale fire. On October 10, 1957, in the North England, a facility called Windscale, a reactor used for weapons research, caught fire and burned for 3 days. This was the first major nuclear accident in history. A cooling system failure caused uranium cartridges to overheat and ignite. For 3 days, radioactive smoke was released into the air. The fire was finally stopped, but not before it contaminated the surrounding area. Radioactive iodine and polonium were released into the air. The UK government downplayed the event for years. Later, it was revealed that the radiation released could have caused over 200 long-term cancer deaths. Some studies estimate the number might be closer to 1,000. 3 Mile Island. On 28th March 1979, in the Pennsylvania, USA, a small mechanical failure led to a partial meltdown at the 3 Mile Island nuclear plant. A stuck valve and a series of human errors caused reactor coolant gas to escape. The core overheated, melted partially. Operators got confused by bad gauges, like trying to fix a car with the wrong manual. Some radiation escaped, but not much compared to Chernobyl. No one died, but panic spread quickly. Over 140,000 people evacuated, even though the radiation release was limited. If they'd had clearer instruments or better training, this could have been a non-issue. Instead, it became a poster child for "oops, we messed up." Chernobyl incident. This is the granddaddy of nuclear disasters. On April 26, 1986, in Chernobyl, present-day Ukraine, Reactor 4 exploded during a late-night safety test. Engineers were running a safety test on a reactor. Sounds boring, right? Except this test was like lighting a match in a room full of gas. The reactor number 4, called an RBMK, had a design flaw. Think of it as a car with brakes that only work sometimes. Add in some poorly trained workers who ignored warning signs, and boom, literally. The reactor exploded, releasing 400 times more radiation than the Hiroshima bomb. 2 workers died instantly. 28 firefighters and plant staff died within weeks from acute radiation sickness. Tens of thousands were evacuated. Entire towns became ghost zones, and the health effects? We're still counting those decades later. A 30-kilometer exclusion zone around Chernobyl is still a no-go zone today. The crazy part? This could have been avoided. Better reactor design or just following the rulebook could have saved the day. Instead, they pushed the reactor's self-destruct button by mistake. Yikes. Tokemura incident. On September 30, 1999, in Japan, 2 workers at a uranium fuel plant in Tokemura accidentally triggered a nuclear chain reaction by pouring too much uranium nitrate solution into a tank. A blue flash of neutrons lit up the room. A nuclear chain reaction had begun. 2 workers were exposed to lethal levels of radiation. One of them suffered radiation burns to 100% of his body and died 83 days later. The other died a few months afterward. Over 600 people were exposed, including emergency workers. The accident was caused by poor training and safety violations. It wasn't a meltdown, but it proved how small mistakes could cause deadly consequences. Fukushima incident. On March 11, 2011, in Fukushima, Japan, a massive 9.0 magnitude earthquake triggered a tsunami over 40 feet high. They flooded the plant's backup generators, which are like the emergency battery for keeping the reactors cool. No power, no cooling, and soon, 3 reactors melted down. Radiation leaked and 160,000 people had to flee their homes. Around 2,200 disaster-related deaths were reported due to forced evacuation, stress, and suicide, especially among the elderly. The cleanup will take almost 40-plus years. The expense of cleaning up the radioactive contamination was estimated to be $180 billion as of 2016. The kicker? They knew tsunamis were a risk but didn't build a high enough seawall. It's like leaving your car windows down in a hurricane. Better planning could have cut the damage way down. It was a modern reminder that even the best technology can fail against nature.